Hello, hello, Emily with Just Ask Em and the Siobhan Taylor of Miss Eye Candy.
Hey.
So, first things first, you said you have been here for 14 years?
I've been in this space for 7 years.
Okay.
I was in another space for 7 years as well, right up on Utica and Elmwood.
Okay.
So I've had the store for a whole of 14 years.
Very nice. So, what's a little bit about Siobhan?
Let's see. I mean, I've always been into fashion, even when I was a little kid.
Okay.
My mom used to I don't know if everybody remember. Well, my mom used to do this. I'm an only child too.
Okay.
But my mom, when she would get her income tax check, she would give me $100. And I would be so excited when that came around.
Yeah.
So with my $100, I would go buy one pair of jeans. Guess was huge when I was young.
Oh, yeah.
So I remember getting these tie-dye jeans. I was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
But they were still $60, $70.
Wow.
Which was a big deal then.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, you're gonna use that $100 and just get this one pair of jeans and have hardly any money left. And I was like, yep, I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, even then I used to be I want that. And they were tie-dye, pink and green,
Okay.
which is so funny because pink isn't even my favorite color, purple is.
Yeah.
But I just end up in a pink world for some reason.
It just matches
Yeah,
your
it does.
personality.
It does. So I remember doing that, even being young, I wanted to spend all my money on clothes. That was it. As long as I had, I'd be ready for the first day of school and have my 2 weeks of outfits lined up. It was serious business.
You know, I know a long time ago, I actually wanted to be a fashion designer growing up too. But I said with my very strict background and my young parents with the whole Christianity thing, everything was the devil back then.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of killed
I
that dream.
remember.
So then I was like, okay, well, let me get creative in other ways.
Do other ways.
But I love fashion, and that black and gold dress, I had got that for a last minute something, and I ended up using it for New Year's.
Oh yeah, that was so cute.
Yeah, that one was really, you weren't here that day, but I was like, oh, I said I got to brag about this.
Yeah, that was cute. That was real cute.
So it seems like it's kind of been a lifelong thing of, figuring out what you wanted to do and why you wanted to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like fashion is one of those things where you really get to express yourself. You can kind of people will be like, well, what's your style? I don't really think I have a style.
Yeah.
I think it's how I feel when I wake up.
You got more than one.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes I'm real girly. Other times I'll be like, oh, I was a boy today. Because
right.
I literally will wear, I love sneakers. I have a million pairs of sneakers. So I
or
find
that certain New York City vibe,
yeah,
I feel like.
Yeah. So and it's color. I like pops of color.
Yeah.
I love lots of color. So it's I feel like you can express yourself in so many ways.
Which is nice. It's like that one area where you don't have to be so guided with it, and you can.
So I could never be in a boring type of job where it's just
no.
Even when I worked at Hugo Boss for years and wore suits, but I still jazzed my suits up.
Yeah.
I still had color underneath it and cool shoes or jewelry or whatever it was.
That's how I was I used to love I was a medical assistant several years, but oh god, this, and I made the scrubs, I got the real cute ones and stuff, but it was just
yeah, wearing scrubs
I hate
every day.
uniform.
I have friends that are nurses, and I think they've come a long way too, because I think some people have gotten different style of scrubs now.
Right, I know they're
cool.
Super cute now.
Yeah.
Back then it was straight, there was no curves, there was no shape to them, and nothing ugh.
Yeah, that's hard.
So they definitely come a long way.
Definitely.
Now, were you born and raised in Buffalo?
Well, actually, I was born in Jamestown, which is random, but my mom is from Buffalo. She was going to college out there. Okay. So, majority of my life I've been in. Well, I went to high school in Lackawanna. Okay. And then my mom bought a house in Buffalo when I was in 10th grade.
Yeah.
So I've been in Buffalo since then.
Okay, nice.
But I did graduate from Lackawanna. I didn't go to a Buffalo school.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know, I feel I had a point where it's all grouped into one at one point or another.
It's Buffalo.
Yeah.
All the same.
So how did you figure out that you wanted to become really serious about fashion design? Or store? Yeah,
well, I guess. Well, I worked for Hugo Boss for 7 years. I have this weird 7-year thing. I worked for Hugo Boss for 7 years, and a customer of mine was opening. He was going in business with another guy, and they were opening a men's store. Okay. And at the time, it was a little ahead of its time. It was called the Ultimate Men's Shop. Okay. So it was men's clothing, but men could get a haircut, get their back waxed in privacy, or their chest, because men are it's not as comfortable to go into a women's salon and do that. Right. So it was the Ultimate Men's Shop. It was the coolest idea. Just a little bit ahead of its time. But they needed a buyer for the men's stuff. And to me, with Hugo Boss, I had reached a ceiling in that
right.
area. So I was like, you know, if you guys can pay me this much and do this, like this would work for me too, because it'd be something else. So I was a buyer for a men's store for like 2 years.
Okay.
And that was awesome. But they really were open to pay me.
Yeah.
After a while, it was like they're not really making as much money as they should.
Yeah.
So they eventually had to close. So when they were closed, so when we were closing, I started building my own. I started writing my own business plan.
Okay.
Which was basically me just copying somebody else's business plan, just filling in the answers with what
your style.
What was what I wanted. So I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't like I just, you know, wrote this business plan and just started it. I kind of like would write it, probably walk away from it for a month or two, come back to it. So it probably took 2 years of me fooling around doing that. And then a friend of mine that was here, she was like, well, I'll go in business with you. Like, you want to do something? So we were like, all right. So we built this business, which was Miss Eye Candy, and we both took $1,500. We both took $2,000 or $2,500, I think, a piece. And we went to the magic show in Vegas, and we purchased all these clothes. We used our address as if it was our store, which it wasn't. We didn't have a store.
Yeah.
And then we sent all these clothes back here, and we started doing pop-up shops. So we did a year of pop-up shops, and we saved the money, and then I was able to open the store on Utica.
Very nice.
Her husband ended up getting another job, so she ended up moving. So she just kind of like couldn't really be a part of it. She started having kids, but like we're still friends to this day. But I continued with Miss Eye Candy.
Very nice. And like I said, it's nice to hear these stories because it looks so easy from the outside, or, you know, I myself have developed the understanding of, like you said, just taking that first year or two to really build that foundation and base because, like, but I think it better prepares you to be ready for anything more than if you just like, okay, well, let's just dive into it. You know what I mean?
I tell everybody, just because you like clothes and you think you could dress, you can't just open a store. It doesn't work like that.
Not especially
I thought that too. Had I had the opportunity to do it when I was younger and really wanted to, I don't think I would have thrived. I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, and I mean,
I needed to learn a lot of things, and I learned a lot of things working for other people, being a buyer for another store. I knew what kind of worked with them and what failed with them, so that I had that experience. Then doing the pop-ups, I had a different experience. Yeah. And then on Utica, I learned things.
Just as the first store, right?
It was my first store. For me to come over here. I mean, I learn things every day still.
Well, and the nice thing is too, where it's just like, you know, society or says like, you know, degrees and school and this and that, and that's great to a certain point, but like everything you just mentioned, those were each learning experiences as if you were in school.
And now, you know? Exactly. And honestly, to be a buyer, normally I would have had to go to school to get a job like that. But what happened was I had the opportunity through somebody else, so now I already have that experience to carry with me. Yeah. But I probably wouldn't have gotten the door to do that had I not been at Hugo Boss. Someone trusted me, saw that I worked there, appreciated me helping them, and knew that I was good at that. And at the end of the day, now I'm a buyer every day for here. I am the buyer here. So when things don't sell that I think are bomb, like that falls on me. Right. And like you learn as you like over the years, I'll think something's amazing. Yeah. And I'll have the vision for it, and then it'll sit there, and I'll be like, why isn't anybody getting it? You know what I mean? And I've learned that now, where now I'm kind of confident in the things I buy. Nothing really sits around. Like even my sale rack ends up, it's never a whole size run of things. Yeah. It's not. It's always like maybe one left or two left or something, but it's never a whole size run of anything. I haven't failed at that at all.
That's good. Luckily. And I mean, and I think that, and like I said, that's what keeps it exciting in the sense of as the years go on, you know, you've worked in different types of like fashion, like Hugo Boss, and then buying the men's clothing, and then pop-up shops. So, you know, you almost have a different style each year, each time, but that also helps you, like you said, figure out what you're not wasting so much time on things that are on the shelf for so long. Right. This store has evolved in so many different ways. Like the style has changed in the store. Even when I left from Utica and came over to Allen, it's changed. Like I ended up adding the vintage area in 4 years ago. Like, because that fits the aesthetic of this area. Right. And basically, I have to pay attention to the demographic of who's coming in here. So I buy for my customer. I originally opened a store buying clothes that I liked.
because that's what you think.
And that's fair, and that's why I tell people. So like when I was a design consultant, you know, and we used to do like custom anything they needed, pantry, closet, shelving, whatever the case may be, and I would shadow some of the other consultants. And I said I had worked so many different kinds of, you know, customer service backgrounds where I'm listening to them. And I'm just like, you're not listening to your client. You know what I mean? And, that was something I learned from training and shadowing with them, where it's just like, yes, we're the professional and we understand how things should be, but then it's that getting out of your own way and putting the client where it has to be based on their needs, their functionality, what they want to see. So that's like really important. And you could probably say that's one of the things that kept you
literally
going.
I mean, I love everything I buy, but I'm also body conscious.
Yeah.
So I know what I could wear that I buy and what would look cute on somebody tiny like you.
Right.
So I'm still going to buy that because I have a lot of girls. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So to me, I just buy what I know will look good on
makes
people.
Makes sense almost.
And makes sense for the customer that's coming in here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wear a lot of the clothes I get in, but there's a lot of them I don't wear because they're not for me.
Right. And I've also, you know, I've personally walked into some places where it's kind of more of just that one style, and I'm like, this just isn't my style at all.
Yes.
Where now you have the diversity of, I wouldn't wear that, but I would wear that.
Right. So I learned that too. And even being next to, when I got over here, there's the Allentown Dress Shop.
Okay.
She's been here for 37 years, but she actually just closed her store couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But when I came over here, she was over there, and I'm thinking, her demographic is completely different than my demographic. But I do have to be conscious that those women might float in here, and I would like them to have something or a couple
slightly
pieces.
Relatable. Right.
So I make sure, that's how I curate the store. I feel like you won't like, I don't think anybody will like everything. Yeah. But I do think that there's something for everybody in here.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, 14 years, that's a really long time, especially in the clothing industry. That can be challenging. That could start strong and end very quickly. What is something that kind of just kept you going consistently? What were some things that made you maybe think you couldn't keep going?
There's plenty of times I still don't think I can keep going. First of all. Like probably last
that is
week,
one of the truths of
like probably last week I was like, why am I doing this again? But I think just evolving with things and constantly like this store has evolved so many different times from the first time I opened, or even what I used to buy for the pop-up shops. Like staying in tune with what's going on, what people like, paying attention to my customer, like who's coming in here. The demographic has changed over the years too. There's lots of different people that come in here.
Right.
COVID taught me a lot. Like when we were closed during COVID, and most people never reopened their places of business, I was trying to think like, what could I do? Like, so I was home ordering loungewear. I ordered sweatsuits and loungewear and comfortable pieces and accessories, and I was posting, and I would get a cup of coffee and drive around and drop things off on people's porches. And was making money. So like, it was terrible for other people, and I was sad for other people, but like, I was thriving during that time because
you got creative.
I got creative, and it works. And sometimes I'm not creative, and there's lots of things I could do, even on a daily, weekly basis when I am in here, you know, doing the woes me. But at that time, I guess I was so scared that I just really got creative.
It put you into overdrive.
I was like overdrive creative, and I'm like, wow, this wasn't bad. Like I did all right.
Right, and I think there's such an importance in that. And once again, like I feel like I'm so new to entrepreneurship. I've always had the mentality, but actually doing it is different.
Yeah, it is.
And I've learned like so much. Like I learned so much from doing these episodes and like talking to people, because you know these people, but you don't know like I had no idea you were in business 14 years until you did that post not too long ago. You know, and I actually met you for the first time years ago.
Yes, exactly.
So it's like, and I think one of the biggest things, you know, in having an understanding is almost training your mindset that just because you're successful, like you are thriving, that doesn't mean you fully made it, or it doesn't mean like the hustle like stops. You know, and social media is great, but at the end of the day, you did what you had to do because number one, it's your business, and you had an understanding. COVID just ruined everything. I got to get creative. So if that means putting down the phone and not only doing social media, you were getting up and going to people's houses and dropping off stuff on their porches. And you're bored in
your house, so to get a new sweatsuit to sit around and watch TV with, you were excited about. No one could do anything. You might not be able to go outside and no one's going to see you, but you're like, oh, I got a new like pair of pajamas, or I got a new sweatsuit to wear, or like I got a new purse. Or, and I think everybody was bored, so people were shopping still.
And like I said, but it was you had the mentality mentality to say, hey, I don't have a store to be in right now, so I got to get up and go.
I did it, and it was scary because I was like, oh my God, I finally got over to Allen. You know what I'm saying? I got over here. I'm like, I don't want to lose my store. I mean, we were real fearful of that. And I kept thinking like, oh my God, I did this all this time. And now I'm going to lose my store to this freaking pandemic.
It's almost like this point of like no return, where you're like, you look at how much you've put in, what you invested in, and you're like, nah.
No, I do that all the time. Like even now, like when I say it, like owning a business, probably any kind of business, it's such a roller coaster, and you are constantly like, why am I doing this? Like you literally have those days, weeks, months, whatever it may be. You know what I mean?
And but then you're like,
yeah, but then you're like, you know, when I walk in here on a Monday, when I'm usually off, you know what I'm saying? When I walk in here and I'm like, I put the key in the door. I can come in here. This is my space. I can do anything I want in this space. I don't have to ask anybody. I can do anything. That you're like, I can't give this up. I can't give this freedom up, to be honest with you.
And it's a balance.
It is. So it's like, I have no choice but to keep going, because now I don't even know if, like I'm a people person, so if I gotta work, I will go work a job.
Right.
I will. It's not a big deal to me. But I haven't had to. So
it's like we could adjust to the change, but do we want to?
Yeah, I don't know if I would.
Right.
I feel like this space, like if people didn't buy clothes anymore, I'd probably put something else in here. Like I've already added the vintage, and I have vintage housewares too. My basement is full of vintage housewares.
So, and I was gonna say, just what is the vintage area about?
So the vintage came once I got over here.
Okay.
That's another thing. That's something like me. This is my store, and when I say I don't have anything to wear, all my friends and people are like, how do you not have anything to wear? You own a store.
Right.
Listen, I love the stuff in my store. I love it for all of you.
Right.
I get sick of seeing this stuff.
Right.
So it was great if I didn't take it the day that the box came, and I take a piece and wear it, I've looked at it for a month or a couple weeks, and I don't even want it. You know what I mean? So I want to go find something somewhere else. So I started mainly my kid got me into it more or less. Like when she was in high school, she used to be like, take me to the thrift store. Okay. And I'd go in there and be like, ew, it stinks. I don't like it. This is gross. It's making me itch. Like I used to be real bougie about it. But then I started going in, and what I was doing is I was picking stuff for her. She'd be like, come on, you pick better stuff than I do. And she's got great taste too. So I was like, okay, because that's like a compliment coming from your kid. So I'm like, I'd be like, what about this? What about that? So I started picking great stuff for her. But then it became like treasure hunting. Yes. So then I'd be like, oh, I kind of like this. Yeah. There is kind of cool stuff in here.
I don't rule out the thrift store anymore.
I was like, oh, okay. Like it's a job, and it's like you have to have the patience to like.
It's an adventure, yeah.
It was. So it was an adventure for me. So then I was like, okay, I could do this. So then I would just go with her to help her grab stuff. But then I would start finding things for myself and wearing them. Yeah. And then people would be like, well, where'd you get that blazer? Where'd you get that jacket? Yeah. And I'd be like, the thrift store. So they're like, why don't you thrift stuff for us? And I'm like, you know what? I'm being selfish. I'm only looking at my size and things that fit me. But I pass up tons of great pieces that I'm just not buying.
And sometimes in this world we live in, you know, a lot of stuff, because whatever society says is being thin, or that's like the best thing, you know. I do feel like it's easier for a petite, female to find things more than, other sizes or whatever the case may be.
So other people were like, well, you see stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I'll start doing that. So originally it was like a very small rack I would have in here with like cool blazers, a jacket or whatever. Then it just was like, it would really move. Yeah. So then I started a bigger rack. Okay. And then the bigger rack became the whole back room. Yeah. And then the back room became purses. Okay. And accessories. Yeah. And jewelry. Now houseware. Right. Like I kind of need to chill. But
let me know when the housewares come in. Yeah. I said I'll buy a houseware before an outfit for myself.
Yeah, I have a lot of cool houseware. I'll show you after this. But it just has morphed into like a bigger thing now. But it carries me sometimes. Like this weekend was really busy. But I want to say like 60% of my sales was my vintage stuff and vintage jewelry.
Yeah. And I think these days, like, fashions and trends, like they're cool, but like are some times where people don't want to have the same dress on at the same time that the other girl has
so
it
people
on.
back there, it ends up being a treasure hunt for them.
Yeah.
So if you're going to an event and you actually do find, I mean, it is hit or miss because it's just one of one size, one of one, but one of one is like great for somebody that it fits.
Right, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
And like even sometimes if it's the most minimal, like, you know, sizing or you need to bring it to a tailor, you know, even
little stuff people tweak.
And I've learned that too, or like I have some, I love my heels that I actually have because I feel like they're very unique and they don't make shoes like they used to.
They don't.
And you know the little heel tips, they like pop off sometimes, and I'm like, I said, ain't no way I'm throwing the whole shoe away. I paid $15. They fixed the little heel tip, and it's like a new shoe again.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
So it was like even things like that where it's just like, you know.
They don't make things like they used to. The quality of the vintage stuff or like things that I find from back in the day is top tier compared to stuff. And then there's people, I feel like a lot of people are more conscious about not shopping fast fashion.
Mm-hmm. No,
so
what's
like
fast fashion?
Fast fashion is like Shein and all that.
Oh my God, yes.
Not that. I mean, we all grab Shein. We're going on vacation. You want a couple
for that
things,
quick thing, yeah.
Quick things.
My closet will not be full of that.
Yeah. So like, some people are against the whole fast fashion thing, and you know what comes with it. So like some people, like I want to say it's even like the younger kids. They're so conscious of that they only want vintage. So like now I have a customer that comes in, doesn't look at the new stuff. They just go back there. Yeah. And then I have the customer that's been my customer for years, and they're like, want no parts of the
now they want the new stuff. Yeah.
So they just want the new stuff because that's what's carried me, and this is like my bread and butter for real.
Yeah.
But that's literally like up there with it now.
But that's also a nice balance to have because number one, you're catering to different clientele, customers with different tastes, but they know that they can walk into your store and it's almost like a one-stop shop.
Yeah, and I became like confident that I have something cool in here for people.
Yeah.
So like I'm not the salesperson. Like when people come in, I don't even get up out of my chair half the time. I'm drinking my coffee.
Right.
I'm like, hey, how are you? Look around. Like when music's playing, whatever. They're looking around. I make everybody feel, because I treat people how like I want to be shopping.
Yeah, I don't want to be
like when
hounded
someone's
down.
breathing down my back. I don't like when, right. Like I don't like when people are breathing down my back.
Yeah.
I don't like to feel like I have to buy something or I'm going to feel weird if I don't.
Right.
I want people to come in here and look around because even if you don't buy anything, you're going to keep me in mind the next time you actually do need something. You know what I mean? Or you're going to tell your friend that this is their style. Might not be your style, but you'll be like, oh my God, you got to go to Miss Eye Candy. Like, that's my friend Jennifer's style.
Because a lot of the time, it's always when you're looking for something unique that you don't find it.
Right.
So like a store like this, you know, you got a certain kind of, you know, party where you need a certain color or like a certain style. Like you said, it's just even leaving that impression where I walked in the store, she wasn't breathing down my neck, but I do remember the style that she had was really unique. So Halloween's coming around the corner.
Yeah, I get people that come in here all the time that I actually know now because they're my customer. That are just like, oh, I'm just going to look today. And it's like, they know they could look in peace. Right. Take as long as you want. Maybe find something or be like, oh, nothing today, but I'll be back next week. Like, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind that.
And that's big. And that's big on business because at the time, you know, same time, like if business is slow for you, you don't want to impose like that's an obligation to your customers.
No, like it's not.
Slow. You got to buy something.
Right.
You know?
Like, oh my God, let me breathe down your back. But I also like that people come in here and they legitimately want me to help them. Figure out. You know, oh, I need, you know, I have an event coming up.
Right.
Can you help me find an outfit? And then like I love helping them find something. And then they're like, oh my God, I knew you'd help me. Like, whatever. And that feels good too.
I know. I said the dress I already had. I said I texted you because I'm like, do you think this would make sense or be too much? You said, and you did. I was already dressed, and like my Uber was coming. I said, please, Shimon. I said, please answer, because I said I don't want to change, but if I look ridiculous, like I'll find something else. And I'm honest
with people. Like, even with my stuff, if someone puts something on, and it might not be flattering or it might not be their style or whatever it may be, like I'll find you something else, and it might be something you wouldn't pick for yourself. That's the part I really love, because I love showing people something that they don't pick for themselves.
Out of their comfort zone.
Out of their comfort zone, but not too much. And then they're like, oh my God.
They like it.
They like it. Because then it's like, now I've succeeded. Now they're trying something different. And I was right that I knew that they would like it. You know what I mean?
And I think that's big because like I'm very conscious of like what my style is, you know, what fits me well, what works, what doesn't. But like I said, sometimes I do feel like I'm always well put together. So sometimes it is kind of nice to be like, well, let me try something a little different. And then when it looks good, it's like, oh, okay. And then I feel like, you know, it kind of changes that confidence or that, you know.
Because like, just like anybody, like we could all have like a little different of a style.
Right.
Where like somebody else could see you in something that you wouldn't see yourself in.
Right.
But then, and you'd be like, no way, I won't look good in that. And then you try it on and you're like, wait a second.
Okay.
I like this. You know what I mean? But that's also being conscious of your body type and like what looks good and stuff like that too.
And I think and people appreciate that honesty, because I said sometimes you walk into these places and they'll tell you it looks good just to get the sale, and it does not.
I don't do that. It's not going to do me any good if you go home and your husband or your friend tells you that you look ridiculous and it looks like I just wanted a sale but I sent you out of here, and it's not going to look good on me if I sent you out of here looking ridiculous.
Right.
Because they're like, where'd you get that from?
So with all that being said, you know, where you are presently in your business, what stage would you describe yourself in your business currently? Being a business owner, building up from the ground up, getting through COVID, where you are now?
I mean, I feel like I still have like a long ways to go still, because I feel like with the business constantly evolving, that I still have things that I need to do. Like, my expertise is men's clothing, which is crazy.
Oh, okay.
But that's my expertise, and I still haven't. I have so many guys. They're so sick of me hearing even saying this.
They're like, "Where's our section?"
I know. Like if any guy watches this, they're gonna be like, "She's lying." I've been saying it for like 5 years now.
We're gonna have to work on that.
Need to start a small men's section, even if it's with basics and stuff like that. Because I have a lot of men customers, a lot of guys I know, and they're always like, "Hello, like, what
here.
About us?"
You better stop playing. That's customers waiting.
I know it is. So it's like sometimes like
just like that. That much is fine.
I know. Isn't that bad? Well, that's why those days that I'd be like, "Oh my God, I hate this place." I'm like, "This is your fault. You're not doing everything you need to do," and it is.
It's a lot. And I think like, it's for entrepreneurship, it's a hell of a ride, because
it really is. Like,
because it's just you, but it's just like you could force yourself to try and want to do it, but if your creativity, if you are not mentally like ready, you can do it, but it's not going to be at the fullest potential. So it's almost like you have to wait till you feel it.
Like even the aesthetic of the store.
Yeah.
This isn't what it was when I first got over here. This has evolved.
I think I've walked in a couple times.
People are like, "Did you change something? Did you add this? Did you do this?" I'm like, "Yeah."
It's like an Alice in Wonderland vibe.
Yes, I'm constantly like settling in, and then there's the new thing. That like that mirror came last week. That mirror had popped up there.
I know. I was like fixing myself before I started recording, and I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, I don't have to walk far for a mirror."
They're everywhere.
But that's
like,
good.
Yeah, like I'm always adding something, or there's something in here. Like there's that new chair back there.
Right.
Just chill out in. Like I
but
can't
that's
help
important.
it.
It keeps it interesting.
Does. People come in, they're like, "What did you change? You did something," and I'm like, "I know. I can't stop." So sometimes, like even settling in the space, is something that's taking time. Every time I vision something else for it, so I just add.
Do you feel like that's an excitement to what you do, or is it?
Yes.
Okay.
It is, because that's my like. I mean, even with the clothing and stuff, like it's all like I'm an artsy person too. Yeah. So like this is all.
It reflects you.
It all reflects me. I guess you know what I mean. Like I'm. You know how some people have that real clean aesthetic in their houses? That's not me. Yeah. I like it. Yeah. For people. Right. It's just not me. Yeah. I don't even think if I had that, people would be like, "That's so weird."
Are you okay?
Yeah, like, are you good? You know what I mean? Like, I literally would have like a turquoise wall somewhere or something.
But and I know, and it's funny that you say that, because I'm like,
most people are.
But but I've learned to like, let's live a little. Like you said, let's add a color. Like, let's add something that doesn't match. Everything doesn't. I'm proud of myself. Everything doesn't have to be so aligned and match.
I feel like things
aren't meant to be that perfect.
No, they're not meant to be that perfect. Yes. I just feel like it's more comforting. It's more livable. Like, I find great pleasure when people come in here and they're like, "Wow, this is such a
relaxed,
vibe." Yeah. Like, I have people tell me that all the time, and it's like, I don't even know if I was purposely trying to create a vibe.
But it's realistic. Yeah. And that's, I think that's like the beauty.
Yeah, I get strangers and they're like, "Wow, this is really cool," or like they're really like into like the way it looks or how it feels, or like even how I have the couches and the chairs, because it does become a perfect place to film a podcast or have a conversation with people.
And I love multi-purpose.
Yeah, it is. So like,
this is perfect for that.
We have crazy conversations in here depending on who's in here. Yeah. But there's like seats for everybody, like everybody's comfortable. Like, so it's like, I don't even know if that was necessarily my vision when I got the store in general.
And that's
it just turned into that.
it's crazy because it's like without you even realizing, you have such a strength in that uniqueness because it's so rare these days. So like in your mind, it's not rare to you because you're surrounded by it every day. But you'd be surprised. Like I said, like everything, outside of here is, following trends, what people are doing, what they say, how it should be.
Right.
And it's like, who says what's right?
That's the thing. Well, no, I'm like that. I'm like, who told you that?
Right.
Was that a law?
Right. And
who said that? Like
I said, my balance is, I got my day job, I got my structure in some areas, and then my podcast, that's my happy place. I talk all my crap on my podcast page, and I'm a whole different person on my small event planning page.
Right.
But it's the balance of it all, where it's just like, no, nothing should be that perfect. Like you have to
have to be.
You got to find somewhere to breathe.
It does not have to be.
Yeah.
Nothing has to be that perfect.
No.
At all.
So now, do you have any upcoming like events or sales?
Well, I'm actually in the process of having I'm trying to plan maybe like an end of summer party.
Okay.
Because this definitely used to be a really cool party place.
Yeah.
And this year everybody's like, you didn't have any parties. I did, because they did like that DJ private party.
Well, the private,
and that was huge.
Yeah,
so that
consolidated all the small ones.
My whole summer. Yeah, that was really great.
Yeah.
And it was super fun. It was great. But we didn't have any random, usually I have a reason to have something. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm going to plan an end of summer, early pre-fall party. I always have sales and stuff like that.
Good.
So that's something that'll always be in here.
Cool.
I'm getting ready for spring, fall, winter actually.
Yes.
That's my favorite time.
I'm into my mid-30s now, and I'm like, I look forward to fall so much more.
I love fall.
It's like,
I mean, I hate to say it because everybody's like, Shema, we don't get enough warm. I love when it's warm. I like heat too.
I do, but
I feel like you can't dress in heat.
You have to take more off, and it's like, how much can I take off?
Yeah, so I don't want to be anywhere where it's 90 degrees.
Yeah,
all
not
the
constantly,
time.
no.
Because I don't even think it's fun to get dressed.
I got about 6 knee-high boots in my closet ready for fall.
I really like to layer a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't love dead of winter, January where we're bitter and freezing.
Right.
But if it's 40 degrees and we could layer stuff, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I don't. I prefer it, actually. Yeah. I like to throw on a vintage fur coat and, go to the grocery store.
with these prices.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I unfortunately, I don't know if maybe growing up here too, I'm just like that. Fall, winter is my jam. I like it.
And I've learned to appreciate the 4 seasons.
Yeah, I love the 4 seasons.
Yeah.
I do love that. I mean, people complain about Buffalo, and I mean, there's lots of things to complain about, but then there's we really just literally have 4 seasons.
We're pretty fortunate here.
Yeah, we can kind of
do it
dress
all
for everything.
Yeah.
And I don't mind it because once winter's over, I'm ready for spring clothing. I'm ready for the summer. Now
the variety is fun.
So it's I do like the variety of having my clothes. I like pulling out my winter clothes, pulling out my spring clothes.
Although here you might pull spring out in winter, summer, and spring
at the same in the same week.
Right, literally.
Yeah.
But yeah, you heard it here on Just Ask M. This is Siobhan, owner of Miss Eye Candy. What's the address here?
85 Allen.
85 Allen Street. Check out her vintage room and maybe vintage housewares to come.
Yes.
Yeah, so tune in and subscribe.